Hey, welcome back to React University. I am Corey.
And I'm Dana.
And today we are back with another episode of Shogun.
That is right. We are reacting to Season 1, Episode 6, Ladies of the Willow World. But of course, before you dive in, don't forget to like this video, comment, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you always know whenever we release something new.
Guys, also don't forget you can watch the full reaction to this episode right now on our Patreon page. So for our YouTubers, if you're seeing this, there's 4 episodes right now available on said Patreon page, so please go and support. Really appreciate it. Helps the channel. And with that, class is in session. Let's do this. "22 years ago."
こちらがマリコ殿じゃ。そしてマリコ殿の父上、明智仁斎殿。物申すかブレモノ。明智殿、当たれよ。
Ooh, chopping off heads. So that's Mariko. So that flashback they always use to show us, she was a kid. So she wasn't married.
Remember, it said that nothing happened to her dad until after she was married.
Okay, father's still alive. So it was still 20 years ago. Or not 20 years ago, but still in the past.
そなたが文太郎殿に嫁げば、両家ともに申し分の戸田家に何の値打ちもないことはご存知でござりましょう。だが、父上はそなたを大事に思っておるのじゃ。
So I'm trying to figure out who she is in relation to. Is that the, for lack of a better word, the baby mama?
私は未だにそなたのことがようわからぬ。私たちは贅沢なことは目を閉じて見なければよいではないか。
It's about the one who
It was with the heir's mother. The heir's mother.
Toranaga was with? Or
I don't know if we were...
It could have been with?
Yeah. There's Toranaga now.
What you thinking? I'm thinking of what should I get from this scene?
Yeah, so we know obviously that she has and had great affection for her father. I think
so is her father for her daughter.
Right.
For his daughter.
And I think we're getting a glimpse of that she was brought up, I think, with the heir's mother, which I don't know that I knew that before. Obviously, there was political tension between her father and who he was serving, which I think we learned that anyway. Like, her dad was a great, was it assassin or warrior for the late leader? But the late leader,
the guy who was chopping off heads, is that probably who he killed?
Maybe
did they
he
show
was a
him?
Former ruler.
Right.
They said he was
brutal.
cruel. Yeah. So
because he was just chopping off heads.
多くのものを失うた。死んだ者たちへの断腸の念に生の終わりに訪れるものじゃ。すなわち、昨日の地震で安仁はわしの命を救うてくれた。こたびで2度目近くに600石の治療を安堵いたす。
For your bravery, he has decided to grant you a fief that will provide an annual salary of 600 koku.
General
has also made you his chief admiral and general of the cannon regiment.
Wow.
So Omi is over the cannon regiment, but he's over Omi.
Now he is,
Right.
yeah.
Will make you a samurai yet, John.
下からはさらに悪い知らせも届いた。かようなことで石堂勢に対峙できよう。
安心が大砲隊の采配を取るのでございますか。
虎の
万人などに。
何をほざいておるのじゃ。我が軍勢はお前という男は万人一人にいつまでもこだわりよって。
He's like perspective. Perspective, bruh.
そろそろ遺言を書き換える頃合いじゃな。
I mean, at least he tries to stay up to date.
Mm-hmm.
Most
He
people
keeps
don't.
his thing updated.
He's like, I stay ready.
He tell her to divorce? She well, I don't know.
Remember what you were talking about?
Right. Well, how about you try to melt it by a different way?
He's noticing that she's softer. with him.
7 days.
Interesting.
Stay away from your wife for 7 days.
But he feels like he's not useful to Lord Tornaga because of how she makes him behave.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, to the point that you raised, after like her father's being found out, like she asked to die and he won't let her.
Right.
And I thought it was to torture her, but he says he thought she would have been grateful.
Mm-hmm.
But their relationship is like so much friction.
However, I must ask why he lavished me with the gift of his cannon regiment last night.
He asks if you refuse them.
It's not a matter of refusing. I've already explained this to him before. I'm unable to serve him in the way he wishes me to.
His hair is growing.
He asks what service you would rather be given.
Mm-hmm.
I were to remain in the Japans, I would formally ask, again, for the return of my ship, so that I may sail against his enemies and mine, thus stifling the flow of Portuguese Catholic wealth and its accompanying power, which will ultimately be brandished against him.
This is not in our Lord's interest.
I'm sorry, were you going to translate?
I'm sorry, what you going to translate?
Mm-hmm.
大義より己を優先するなど断じてあってはならぬと。
安心が望むものはそこで一番上等の友情を請うてやれ。安心の友もいたせ。通じ役じゃ。
I'm so confused. Like, you saw the little smirk on her face.
I feel like he's giving her an excuse because I don't know how to describe it. He told the
old boy to
husband
leave
to
for
stay
7
away,
days.
and then he said, "Have him go to a brothel. You join." I mean, because then no one could fault her. Oh no.
Wait,
That's
isn't she
his
this?
wife. That's his wife, isn't it? Yeah, that's his wife.
I'm so confused.
They're trying. It sounds like they're trying to force a vote against Tornaga. So there's like chaos breaking out.
Ishido claims there is a plot to kill the heir. He has ordered that no regent shall be allowed to leave until they can elect a fifth member and sentence Tornaga to death.
Oh my gosh.
Doing? The Lady Ochiba?
Oh, that's her name.
The only consort to give the Taiko an heir. And she despises the church.
I think the time has come for us to turn towards Toranaga as an ally. That man is a Minowara, Martin.
So
he might get the freak out of Dodge.
The Lady Ochiba, now we know
Has
her
all
name.
grand ambitions. don't like the Catholic Church, and also don't like Toranaga, which is confusing to me. I thought she...
Well, maybe we'll find out more what exactly happened. It seemed like she liked them. So I think she's the one that grew up friends with Mariko.
Mm-hmm. She was sad to see her go. Father was murdered.
And she was a consort.
Which was Mariko's father killed her. Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
If her father, it had to be. Because who else would be the leader? If she's supposed to be the heir. If her son is going to be the heir.
Her son's going to be the heir because she was the consort to the good Taiko. The Taiko that was friends with Toranaga. Not the ruthless one. That's the late Taiko's wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, because she favors Toranaga.
Mm-hmm. And she see her eyeing.
Shido.
Shido. Mm-hmm.
そなたの父上のご逝去にはお悔やみ申し上げます。誰もかも流れに飲まれる小石と変わらぬ。
She taunting her?
我が夫が天下人である。100年以上前から我が一族に伝わる品、側室に譲ろうと思っておる。
So she's saying I couldn't give an heir. I want you to give him an heir. To go sleep with my husband.
取り返すこともできよう。命の非常な眼差しを恐れずに見据え。
誠見事に演じておられましたぞ。これは恐縮至極にござる。太閤様を手本と仰いだものじゃ。拙者のような元百姓でも大出世できるとな。
生まれながら運に恵まれる者もおれば、自らつかばねばならぬ者もおる。太閤様より背丈が高いようじゃ。
この膝から下を。
Pandering.
虎長の挑発をこれ以上許してはなら、御身も大老となり。虎長の死に一票と落ち葉の方様のお知恵には敬服いたしました。太閤様はご生前。
太閤様のあの豪胆さが懐かしいこと。とはいえ、太閤様にも手落ちはあった。長を殺さずじまいだったことじゃ。
逃げかようなまでに虎長を憎むのでござる。
She cares for him. That's why.
She's like one of those vindictive women, right?
Oh, she's toying with him. She said eliminate him and it'll be your shadow we speak of. And he seems like infatuated with her. Oh no. Is he just
He's probably exhausted. Yeah, he ain't dead. He's exhausted.
Can you imagine how much chafing?
That's what you think about?
Because an old guy writing for so long?
敵方への寝返りを余儀なくされている味方はそれを待っていては手遅れになりますぞ。紅の空と書いて好天。つまり一気風に虎長様を一人を退ろうとする体制を。
I don't know that he wants to pull that trump card.
父親違いの弟君佐伯信達殿が加勢して。
He has a half brother?
それだけでは、やはり好天か。それもよかろうとは存じますが、しかしあえて危険を冒す愚がありましょうや。
Can you trust that information with, Yabushige in there and, Omi?
At this point, they don't really have any leverage without having an army.
Mm-hmm. Who this chick?
I think they're interviewing courtesans, maybe?
Oh.
So she's like trying to negotiate. She basically said we specialize in being discreet.
Mm-hmm. Ladies better be banging.
No, she did that because she knows she's gonna be there.
You got them big chips.
Does Toranaga-sama know about?
Do your husband
There is
know?
nothing to know. Now every gesture is being observed.
Every? Why?
Well, obviously there's talk. They said she's never seen away from his side, so people are inferring things.
Mm-hmm.
Even her husband's like, she's different with him.
Mm-hmm.
It is fitting to share your reaction. Tell her she is beautiful.
I
wonder if this is gonna make Mariko jealous. Like,
why would you be jealous?
Unintentionally.
We must try our best to find this as pleasurable as possible.
How am I to find this pleasurable?
By not making a scene.
Well,
a
Mariko's telling him, like, you gotta kind of play along, or else
right.
it's gonna look.
Oh, that's probably she was shaking it.
Oh, okay.
Compliment the way she poured your sake. It is considered a rare art. Courtesans like Ikudono study it for years.
Study it for years. You pour that tea so amazing.
You pour very well. Another fine pour.
What's happening?
Oh.
Okay. You suffering?
Mm-hmm. She's basically saying.
She wishes to explain to you the meaning of the Willow World.
Explain away.
Most come here to escape from boredom or pain, but it can be more.
Why sit in that angle where it looks like she's the one talking,
I think it's to give them an intimate
I
moment.
offer you relief that you wish to inhabit completely.
But that's what she's saying. She's like, I see your suffering. I can't just look away from that.
See?
I ask you.
She's about to leave.
She invites you away with her now.
I thought she's supposed to be there, though, for more translations.
She came. I was like, she came. She attended, but I think she feels like she can't do it. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on.
Like,
it's just
y'all, the best unkept secret.
But they sure take their brothel experience as like a luxury spa day almost. Mm-hmm. It's like
I went to the spa.
No. Everybody's jelly.
Please tell Lady Kiku I don't have the words to thank her.
Don't look at me.
In public?
In public, bro.
Look, literally,
Listen.
Everybody is staring. Everybody is watching him.
You jelly, bro?
He's so jelly.
子供の頃のことをよく覚えて、
千葉の方となられてからお目にかかっておりません。
あの娘を今のようなたかねばならぬものがある。
それは殿方に限ったお話。さまざまな野望のために戦うておるのでござります。
マリコが男に生まれておった見事な策を練っておられた。
ならば私の嫁ぎ先も。
Dang.
できうる限り父の戦から遠ざけ、そなたを守ろうとし父の戦を。この長い年月。
No one told her?
まだ終わってはおらぬ。
もう大老衆にも忠実なお方じゃ。
伊藤殿に賛同する。伊藤殿に賛同いたす。
いかがかな杉山殿。
申し訳ないが、
Uh-oh.
氷結はできぬ。世を狙う企みがあるという確かな証はござらぬ。一人残らず解放されるまで人質じゃ。太閤様のお望みを。
So you finally say something now.
日の本に忠義を尽くしておるの。
While y'all plotting and scheming for power.
Yeah.
I wonder why he didn't say anything until now.
私が杉山弾劾を申し立てまするゆえ。
その後とはいつじゃ。
Oh, she's messing with him. She's messing with him.
石堂殿は手玉に取られ、前に聞いたの。抱くのかと。我が父を手にかけたのは明智陣裏で糸を引いておったのは虎長じゃ。
So you think he killed your father?
Or he's like the mastermind behind it.
なかなか命運は尽きたものでござい。
さようなことをして太閤様のおの子を産むため、私が何を
Like
せ
her,
ねばならな
black
かっ
and
たか
gold.
我が姿を見せつけたからじゃ。
Tycho was barren. He couldn't get kids.
宿命の目をえぐり出す。
She said, by compelling fate to look at me so I could scratch out its eyes. What a sentence.
Nah, she slept with somebody else. Really?
両風情に愚かであったわ。ここまで行っても。
So he was about to leave. So he slaughtered them.
杉山殿が亡くなら賊に切り殺されたのじゃ。
Kill my bandits.
事実無根の
Wow.
太閤様のお世継ぎにあだなす恐れあらば好天じゃ。
Okay.
All right.
時は来た。えい。
That's so cool.
I got respect for this dude. I don't gotta like him. Yeah. I got respect for him. Oh.
Man.
All right, what you got for me?
Gosh, okay. I always feel like these episodes are so dense.
They're
Like,
dense, and I
they're
like
like a lot of meaty. They're pretty meaty. Gosh, I don't know. So a few things, right? I'm really glad that Sugiyama stood up to Ishido. Obviously, it was kind of in vain. It stalled things, yes, because now they're down 2 members. Technically, Lord Ito wasn't even voted in, so they only really have 3 left. So not only are they going to have to get to 5, obviously you can't impeach the other one because he's dead, but I guess that's what you get for like doing it in your face versus like Lord Tornaga, where he sends his resignation after he's already, gotten out of Dodge. Tornaga's just a lot, I don't want to say wiser, but probably wiser and craftier.
Right.
So that obviously played in his favor. I still respect him because I feel like he doesn't, like he said, he's not, I wouldn't say he's not ambitious, but I feel like he's not grabby, right? He's not trying to grab land. He's not trying to grab power. He has, to me, he's very self-assured. So he's not reaching for things, but by being so self-assured, he is naturally intimidating. Right. And so I feel like people make moves around him because they're scared. Right. And then he just works it in his favor. I'm really, really curious. So I know we heard one time what Mariko's family name was, and maybe it was Akeshi. Do you remember if it was?
I don't remember. These people's names, they go in and out.
Yeah, it's hard to try to keep them all, in the brain. But she mentioned that one person actually killed her dad, but she thinks Tornaga was behind it. So now I'm kind of...
And at this particular point, knowing how Tornaga is really good at like planning, you wouldn't put it past him to do that. But at this particular point, you don't know why he would do that. So you wouldn't expect him, like, okay, I can see him could plan something like that, but without understanding why he would do that, I don't think he did it. You know what I mean?
And I also do want to figure out, because like you said, if her name was Ruri Ochiba, Lady Ochiba,
younger.
Yeah, Ruri is her, I think,
maiden name,
first name, her first name, and then so I'm curious, because you might have been right. She might have been the late ruler's daughter, which is why maybe she was even considered to be the new Taiko's consort. Like that kind of storyline I need to kind of get straight. But
that would make sense, though.
It would make sense.
My father was evil,
but he was a ruler.
Mariko's father killed him, and it was a plot that she believed was Tornaga's doing. So
she hates Tornaga. We don't know how she feels about...
Because she's still royalty, she was basically brought in as a consort to the new Taiko to bear children. And she was the only one to bear children because probably the new Taiko was shooting blanks.
Which I find it's really interesting.
So
like she said they did like... She did all these herbs and tinctures and unmentionable things. I don't know what they did back to women back then. I mean, outside of the herbs and tinctures. Well, they're probably more one with the earth and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I get that. Now it's like, herbs, let's go get some medicine from the store.
Pharmaceutical company.
You know?
Well, let's not go down that rabbit hole because we could talk all about that. Yeah. But I just, the way she said that sentence, I made fate look me in the eye. I made fate look at me so I could scratch its eyes out. Right. That's ruthless. That's a ruthless sentence.
Like I took power in my own hands.
Yes.
Which motivated Ishido to go after someone who's still on the council.
Yeah.
And kill him.
But she said to him, which I don't even think he's listening. I don't think he's.
But that showed us.
But
that shit showed us like she really wants revenge against Tornaga.
Oh, absolutely.
At first I was thinking, maybe she's playing him. I was thinking maybe she's working her angle.
She really does want
revenge.
But
she wants revenge.
It's also like,
but that's putting the heir
in jeopardy.
The boy.
But that's her son. So why would she put her son in jeopardy? Well, I think it's interesting because to me it just shows how, to me, Ishido did not
with a second.
Right? Yeah. Ishido did not seem. He seemed pretty in control of himself until she comes around, and as soon as she comes around, he's easily manipulated. I don't even think he realizes he's being manipulated by her.
Well, wasn't the guy who just got killed who was realizing we're all puppets?
Yeah, that's what he said. We're all puppets, and that's when he was. I think it was Sugiyama and. Was it Ono? I can't remember, but it was him and one other, and they were talking, and he's like, we're all hostages here, like we're just puppets. And so I thought both of them were gonna,
and they were like,
they knew that Lady Ochiba was the one that's like calling the shots at this point. Yeah. Right. And I would have thought both would have stood up, but I'm glad that at least one felt like it was worth standing up. I mean, obviously his whole clan, all his people got killed, which sucks. But I don't know. I'm really excited to see.
I don't know. All of his people got killed. At least the people that was there. Right?
Yeah.
But who would be the one who runs his?
He probably has an heir. He probably has.
Right.
I mean, but if he's killed, he's still not gonna. Next person's not gonna have a default seat on the council.
Right.
They're still gonna have to go through the red tape. At least they're gonna probably
figure out like. Something happened.
Well, yeah, if Tornaga was able to find that out,
and then we can side with Tornaga.
Maybe.
Get on his side.
maybe. But it's like at that point, if they're all the way in Osaka, how can...
What was the guy's name who got killed?
Sugiyama,
that was the one. Well, if he was the one, I'm wondering why it took him so long to actually say something. Maybe he thought he had time, and once he realized pieces being played, and he of course knew that old girl was the one putting everything together, manipulating things, and then they end up getting somebody else on the council. At that particular point, time was running out for him to actually buy time, and therefore he was like, I'm the only one here, like I cannot accept him as part of the council. And I'm the only one here actually truly trying to protect the realm. Why are you guys simply just trying to get power? Just so you can get rid of some person that you all fear.
It's tough because it's like, I respect the decision, but you have to also, I feel like in that moment he voted his conscience, but he didn't have a plan, and that's why he's dead.
Yeah, he didn't have a plan. Well, he knew he was had to get out of Dodge, but he took too long.
Yeah, he took too long. Also, the whole situation with Buntaro going to Tornaga saying like, hey, I don't even know if I'm still used to you, and Tornaga's like, stay away from your wife for 7 days. I'm assuming to kind of just clear his head, get his head on straight. I liked hearing his dialogue. I wish he was, obviously it could be cultural, but he's not going to be transparent and vulnerable with his wife.
Right.
But to your point, like what you said, I think the last episode we saw, you're like, I feel like he probably kept her alive because he cared for her. I said, well, he has a stupid way of showing it, because it seemed like he kept her alive to torture her.
Right.
But he said he thought she would have been grateful, like
cold-hearted, he could melt it.
Yeah,
but it didn't. She just still wants death.
Because
you're not giving her anything else.
You're not giving her life.
Give her life, right?
You're refusing death for her, but you're not like,
you're just simply threatening her to have every single time you in the same scene, and your presence seems to be very dominating, making her feel like I wish to die. There's nothing else to look for.
Yeah,
like give her a reason to live.
Yeah,
and now obviously she has now a reason to live, because Toranaga told her.
Gave her a purpose. Well, first he gave her a temporary purpose, which was to be a translator. But then he revealed to her this time, like, the reason, like, your dad shielded you intentionally so you could continue his fight that he knew was going to be coming to an end. Right. Yeah. So he created a shield around her. So I'm kind of glad for that for her. I think it's interesting.
Why not give her to somebody who she didn't like, but a house she didn't really respect, but someone who was pretty good at fighting, so he will definitely protect you.
That's true,
right?
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like,
true.
Look, I'm giving you to someone who will protect you, not someone that you're going to adore. I want you to continue on this fight, and this guy will protect you.
Yeah,
but that has to be cold,
tough, because you like going through, like, obviously she had questions. She was saying that to Ruri at the time, like, why is he doing this to me, and she's like, your dad adores you. And then even the dad, you could hear his inner dialogue, like, I see you have so many questions, like, you've always been an obedient child, like, I'm doing this for you, but we don't know what that means. So I just feel like then you go through that long season of grieving and being in pain and trying to find a purpose.
Right.
So I'm glad she has something now. I thought it was interesting. I felt like Tornaga, when he was like, hire a consort for the Blackthorn. And then he's like, and then you be like, I felt like the way everything was said about that was like being said without being said, like, sleep with him. That's how I took it. He was like, oh, you need to be there, in case he talks while he pillows. But then I thought that's like, because the way it was said was like, oh, in case you need to, like, report back to me what he says. But at the same time, if I don't know, it just seems weird to me, because if I was going to be alone in a room with somebody that I know doesn't speak my language, I'm not going to say anything while I pillow, because you're not going to understand me. The only reason I would say something is if there's somebody there to translate for me. Like, it just seemed very much like a setup. And then it was like, even the lady who runs the brothel is like, oh, we specialize in privacy, right? I'm assuming you will be there. You guys are never far apart. Like, oh, and then it was negotiating the price. And as soon as she said, like, we're known for having private spaces, that's when Mariko's like, okay, we'll pay 300. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, what? And then even,
I don't know. And what if Toranaga was really serious and he asked Mariko to come back and he's like, all right, tell me what he said. Translate. You sure? Yes. I'm coming. Like, you know, that's what I'm like.
That's
all he said.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, the only reason you would say something worth saying is because someone is going to be there to understand you. So I felt like it was like a setup to give her a reason to go.
Right.
Without openly saying it. And even like the other lady, she's like, to say like the concert to be like, I can't turn a blind eye when I see another woman suffering. And then she moved out of the line of vision, I feel like, to make it a private moment between them.
Right.
And then to try to get her to want to come into the room. And obviously Mariko kind of like refused.
Like, no, I can't do that.
And I feel like everybody was looking like, you sure? The concert's like, you sure, Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
You sure? You know what I'm saying?
What you gonna give this episode?
I'm sorry, I know I've been talking a lot. I think I want to give it a 9, actually.
9?
Yeah, because I like. I'm on the edge of my seat. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. Good, solid. Get some more backstory. I need to know more. 8 for me, 9 for her. What is this score for you? What would you give it? Comment below. Let us know. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can always get the latest in anything we post right here on the channel.
That is right. Also, don't forget to become a member of our Patreon. Like my handsome husband already said, you can see the full reaction to this episode as well as up to 4 episodes in advance for whatever tier you're subscribed to. So go check it out. You will not be disappointed.
Guys, and until the next video.
Bye.